Hi, beautiful souls. Shani here. In today's video, I really want to dig into the concept of masculine and feminine energy and why it's so important that we integrate these two energies for a more harmonious and balanced life. So we all know about gender roles. We have male and female, and when we were born, we were assigned one of these roles without choice. We were born into the world either as a male or as a female, and as we grew up, society put those labels on us about being a girl or being a boy or being a male or being a female, and we grew into those labels as a norm, as a societal norm. However, despite what gender we actually are, all of us carry inside of us both masculine and feminine energy. Despite our outer gender, we both have those energies inside of us, and the two energies need to be in balance and in alignment in order for us to really feel aligned and balanced and in flow in our life. We have the yin energy, which is the feminine energy, the more restful energy, nurturing energy, creative energy, flowing energy, accepting energy, an energy that surrenders and receives. And then we have this more masculine energy, this striving energy, the energy that wants to achieve and succeed and is looking to achieve the goals and go in a more linear way to get from A to B in a success and driven, oriented, competitive manner. Now, neither one of these energies is any better than the other. In fact, we need both of them in order to feel this balance and this harmony in our lives. Now, of course, gender labels are becoming a thing of the past. We can label ourselves however we want to these days. We can use different pronouns. We can address ourselves in different ways. And this is becoming part of the norm. But for centuries and centuries and centuries, we have been living in a male-oriented society, a patriarchal society that is heralded and praised masculine traits, masculine energy, competitiveness, success, being driven by goals, being driven by outcomes, trying to get from A to B as efficiently and practically and as quickly as we can. And as women, this has become difficult because in order to rise into that energy, we've abandoned some of our feminine energy. But the feminine energy is needed in order for us to rise and be part of the masculine energy. And the masculine energy needs to rise and meet our feminine energy so that we can fully integrate the two. So the right side of our brain is our feminine brain. It's more creative, more nurturing, more giving, more intuitive, more in touch with our emotions and our feelings. And the left side of our brain is typically the logical side of our brain, the analytical side of our brain, the brain that wants to find solutions to our problems, the more masculine traits of our brain. But in our body, it's the left side of our body that is this feminine side, the receiving part of our body, the intuitive part of our body, the nurturing, caring, softer, accepting part of our body. And the right side is more masculine, the giving side of our body, the outputting side of our body, the part of our body that is in action. Now, the two parts of our body really need to be in balance, as I've said. We are constantly creating this as a balancing act without even realizing it. So, because the patriarchal world has really praised this masculine energy for years and years, it's really created a deep wound in our genetic subconscious as women. We find that in order to be as successful as men in business, we really have to rise up to where they are, often becoming aggressive rather than assertive, often being seen as someone who is extremely competitive or someone who is extremely hard in their exterior, or someone that needs to feel less emotions, or someone that is able to produce more and more and more. But if we are unable to balance with our feminine side, our softer side, our more nurturing side, then this can leave us feeling very depleted, can leave us feeling fatigued, can lead us to feeling extremely tired because we are not meant to live in this masculine energy all the time. We need both of these sides to be in harmony with each other and support each other and encourage each other. So if you are someone that feels more flow in their life, feels more flowing and intuitive and more cyclical in your being, and you find it hard to strategize and you find it hard to think more logically and you think more emotionally, you are living in your feminine energy, and it is a beautiful, beautiful energy. And it's so important that we have this energy, this flow, this nurture, this softness, this acceptance, this surrender, this receiving energy. But in order for us to really take our creativity and take our intuitive ideas and use our emotions in this positive way, we need to access our masculine side, to put this into action, to create the strategy, to allow all the things that we want to birth into this world, to bring into fruition, to become our reality, to ground it in reality through this masculine energy by putting it into action, by giving out. So how can we do this? Well, the first step is really having the awareness of where our energy is lying at any given time. So recently, I've definitely been feeling more in my masculine, very much in productivity mode, setting goals, trying to reach a certain place by a certain time, trying to think more strategically about how I'm going to get there. Putting a lot out, an extroverted, sun-like quality. But through this, I really ignored my feminine energy. I ignored the softness that I needed to bring into that space. I ignored my intuition. I ignored the opportunity to receive from others, but instead I was giving, giving, giving. I ignored the opportunity to receive for myself, to allow myself to nurture and rest and reset myself so that I could bring back in my masculine energy for a greater output, for a way to really put my action into this world in a more aligned and flowing manner that felt good because it was more in harmony. But instead, I really stayed in that masculine energy, and I just became depleted. And I became tired and I became fatigued. And this might sound really familiar to you when you're trying to juggle so many things in your life as a woman, and you are really putting out so much energy and striving to get somewhere and pushing to be somewhere and wanting to control the situation, but actually finding that without taking the time to step into our feminine energy, to rest and to nurture and to listen within to the intuition and the creativity, that you might find yourself becoming depleted or fatigued or tired, just like me. You might find on the opposite scale that you are very much in your feminine energy, that you are in flow, that you are resting a lot, and you're finding it hard perhaps to get into action. Perhaps your solar plexus area, your creative center, your life force and your action is stuck a little bit, and you are struggling to get into action, and you need to invite more of the masculine energy into your body, into your sphere, in order for these two energies to start integrating and working together, not against each other. The two should be supporting and encouraging and guiding each other in order for us to really be in balance, as I've said, to be in harmony with each other. So with this feminine rising energy that's happening in the world, with this concept of women rising together, with Mother Earth rising through this period of time that we've had, where the mother nature, the mother energy has really come through strongly, we as women are rising. Our divine feminine energy is rising. But this does not mean that we should abandon our masculine side. It does not mean that we should ignore our masculine energy. No, quite the opposite. We should be trying to integrate that masculine energy into our lives so that the two can work together to give us the most beautiful outcome from an intuitive, creative, aligned, flowing, soft place. And then using that left side of our brain to really put it into action, to birth whatever it is that we want to into the world, and share that gift with the world, and for others to see our gift and to experience our gift and for us to light up the world with our gift, using our masculine energy to really output it. So if you have been in either one of these energies, I'd love to share some tips with you on how you can welcome in the other energy. So if you've been living very much in your feminine energy, finding it hard to get into action, feeling more flowy and natural and creative, but then unable to ground that creativity to actually place it out into the world, you need to be welcoming in the masculine. So here are some things you can do. You can invite a competition into your life, this competitive energy of masculine energy. You can invite competition. You can ask a friend to be an accountability partner. Perhaps you have a goal that you want to achieve, but you're just struggling to get into action, but you have all the creative ideas. So ask a buddy to be accountable, or find a coach to support you through this who's going to hold you and be accountable and set you tasks and goals and outcomes that you need to achieve in order to take this beautiful feminine space and this creative space that you have and to put it really out into the world in action. You could also construct a project for yourself, something that starts with A and needs to get to B, and you strategically take yourself through that in order to reach your end result and invite that masculine energy in. You could test your physical strength. Perhaps you are really into yoga, but you are struggling to do a certain asana in yoga or a certain posture in yoga, and you want to really test your physical strength and just take it that little bit further and see if you can set yourself a goal to achieve that and to use your physical strength to really get there and welcome in that masculine energy. Perhaps you want to invite a more athletic or a more upbeat exercise regime into your life, whether it be running or kickboxing or some sort of martial art or self-defense, something that brings in this more fighter spirit to really get you into action and integrate this masculine energy with your feminine. And then when you've achieved any of these things, sit back and relax and observe what you've achieved and be satisfied with that. This is a very masculine trait, to really switch off when you know you've achieved from A to B. It's just to switch off and relax. Now, if you've been more in your masculine energy and you've been striving and going and producing and always creating and putting it out there and being strategic and being logical and being analytical, but you are finding yourself disowning your feminine space, your feminine energy, your more intuitive side, nurturing side, softer side, and you find yourself becoming perhaps more assertive and aggressive and competitive in your nature, you need to be welcoming in more of the feminine energy. So some things you can do is to get creative. Just do something creative for yourself, whether it be painting or drawing or arts and crafts or a sculpturing or whatever, writing in your journal, poetry, whatever feels creative for you, baking, cooking, it doesn't matter. Whatever you find to be creative in your life, invite some space to be creative into your life and welcome in that feminine creative energy. Find time and space to nurture yourself and others around you. What can you do to create some self-love in your life? Whether it be taking 15 minutes a day just to read a book that you've always wanted to, whether it be to meditate or to spend some time out in nature or see a friend or write in your journal or have a bubble bath, whatever it is, take some time to self-nurture. And only by self-nurturing and filling your own cup up can you actually support and nurture others from this beautiful feminine energy space without feeling depleted, without feeling fatigued, and without feeling tired. When you stop and you give yourself that time to rest, try and tap into your intuitive space, feel into your heart center, tap into your third eye. Use meditation to get you there. If you're unable to meditate by yourself, use a guided meditation. I have some here on my YouTube channel, and there are plenty of beautiful guided meditations out there, free and available for you to use to really tap into your intuition and to really listen to your inner voice and use that to guide you. Use that energy, that beautiful feminine energy, to guide you to take your next action with your masculine energy. Welcome in emotions. If you've shut out emotions, this is a more masculine energy trait. Welcome them in Feel all the feels. We are all going through so many emotions and feelings at this time, so welcome in those emotions, feel those feelings. If you find it hard to talk about it, then write it down in your journal. And bring in a more holistic approach. See things from a bigger space, from a wider angle, from a wider picture. How can you integrate your mind and your body together? Now, unlike the masculine energy that does and produces and then sits back and rests, if you're looking to welcome in the feminine, relax before doing. Do these things, these creative things, these nurturing things, these self-love things, and fill up your own cup before you put out into your masculine energy. And that way you will feel more aligned with your action, more in flow with your action, and the two energies will feel more integrated. I really hope that this has been a helpful video for you today. If you have been struggling with any of these things and you'd like to reach out and talk to me, DM me, leave me a comment, find me on Instagram or Facebook, or check out my website, and I will be more than happy to guide you through a process to help you align these two energies together once more for a more beautiful and harmonious life. With love from my heart to yours, have a beautiful day.